Have you ever heard of Klippel-Feil syndrome? Most people haven't because it's a very rare musculoskeletal disease. I chose this particular topic because it is something my little sister was diagnosed with, and I felt that I should become more familiar with it and get a better understanding of exactly what it is. Since this is such a rare disease, there are still questions and uncertainties that doctors encounter. My goal is to inform you on the rarity of the disease and teach you more about it, explain the impact that Klippel-Feil syndrome has had on my family as well as my sister, and analyze some of the symptoms and treatments for it. If you look at the first x-ray, this is when my little sister is looking straight up and everything seems normal. On the other hand, if you go to the next x-ray, this is where her C2 and her C3 vertebrae have shifted. According to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, Klippel-Feil syndrome is a disease affecting only 1 in 42,000 people. My sister happens to be one of them. The disease is so rare that often even doctors do not know about it, which has been a common problem my sister has run into. The disease was first discovered in 1912 by Maurice Klippel and Andre Feil. However, because it is so rare, there are not many details on how it was discovered or its origin. KFS forms in utero, and there are not many known reasons as to why or how it happens. According to the National Organization of Rare Disorders, Klippel-Feil's most common symptom is congenital fusion of the vertebrae in the spine or neck. There are many ways that KFS can affect the individual, and some may have more severe symptoms than others. Since there are so many different aspects of the disease, it is very hard to diagnose and often even harder to find cures for it. The most common way to treat KFS is simply to monitor the fusions and ensure they are not changing in ways that can dramatically affect the patient. Although not many people know about the disease, it is something that has affected my sister and my family in many ways. My sister is a cheerleader and has been one for the last 11 years. Due to the fusion in her neck, her doctor decided it was unsafe for her to tumble, which is a very large aspect in competitive cheerleading. When the doctor said this, my sister had been tumbling for 6 years and was working on one of the most challenging skills you can do in cheerleading. My sister had planned on getting a college scholarship for cheerleading. However, in order to get a scholarship, or even in most cases to cheer at all in college, most teams require tumbling. Along with not being able to tumble, my sister faces challenges on a daily basis that people who don't have KFS do not deal with. My sister suffers from back pain quite frequently, so she is taking prescription medication to try and alleviate some of the pain that the disease causes her. Her doctor says that as she gets older, the pain will increase. However, my family is hopeful that as the disease becomes more known, there will be more ways created to relieve the pain. There are often not many ways to detect Klippel-Feil syndrome, and it is mostly found because of the fusion of vertebrae is very alarming in most x-rays. Without x-rays or MRIs, it can go very easily unnoticed unless the person has a severe case of KFS. According to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, in the very severe cases of the disease, people may have neurological defects, synkinesia, or mirror movement, or even in some cases the disease is also associated with spina bifida. My sister does not have any of these very severe symptoms, but the doctor has said that the fusion in her neck is very alarming. She continues to stay positive and is just happy that it's not as bad as it could be. Since Klippel-Feil syndrome is a disease that forms in utero, there are not any ways to prevent it from happening, and the only real solution to the disease is currently neck surgery. Although the neck surgery would only cure the problems of the neck fusion, not any of the other problems associated with the disease. To conclude, Klippel-Feil syndrome is an extremely rare musculoskeletal disease that is still a mystery to many people. Although it is an unfortunate and painful disease, it is not life-threatening, and the people that have KFS can still live a long and happy life. It has had an impact on my sister and my family, but she remains one of the most spirited and happy people that I know. With the help of doctors and the treatment she has been receiving, she will be able to live a healthy, optimistic life just like the rest of us.